All right, what's up guys? Back for your final day of training for the week. We are alone today. My very lovely assistant had a very long day at work to finish up the week. So we are doing this solo. So what we got for the warm-up today, you're gonna do 4 rounds. We're gonna do 30 seconds per station. So you're gonna do shoulder taps from a high plank. So from this plank position, belly and butt squeezed, I'm just gonna do alternating shoulder taps from side to side. The next 30 seconds, I'm gonna do half burpees, so I can drop right down, chest to the ground, pop up, get those feet as close to my hands as I can, back down, up. You're gonna do that for 30 seconds, and then your last 30-second station is gonna be slow squats. So again, toes turned out, feet just outside the hips, hips down and back, chest stays nice and tall till you break parallel, and then stand up relatively slow as well. And you're gonna go through that 4 times. So it's gonna be a 6-minute total clock to get the juices flowing there. Then, take a little break if you need to, and we're gonna do 5 sets on the minute of a 15-second handstand hold of some variation. So you can start in the bear crawl position. So you can start just right here. This is totally fine. From here, you can work up to a pike position. So you can go feet on an object, and then we're gonna press to the tippy toes, get the hips out over top of the shoulders, stack it. And from there, you can go up to a nose to wall handstand, or you can go up to a butt to wall handstand. So baby.
Just checking to make sure it's still on.
Why would it be?
I got a couple texts, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh yeah, I turned it off. Oh yeah, go. So again, you're gonna do 5 sets of a 15-second handstand hold, and that's gonna be on the minute. So next up, we've got a skill EMOM today. So it's a 10-minute EMOM. And we're gonna go upside down. So if we're going upside down today, what we're gonna do is you're gonna do some variation of a handstand push-up. So we're gonna go level 1 is gonna be a pike handstand push-up. You're gonna do anywhere from 1 to 3 reps on the minute. Option 2 is going to be a kipping handstand push-up. Again, anywhere from 1 to 3 reps on the minute. And your last option is going to be strict handstand push-ups, 1 to 3 reps on the minute. So again, most reps of anything that you can do is 3. So if you can confidently do 3 reps of something on the minute the whole time, make it more challenging. So for the kipping handstand push-ups, if you can kip 3 pretty comfortably, go ahead, add a little bit of a deficit. Same thing with the strict. If you can do 3 comfortably on the minute, try and add a little bit of a deficit, challenge yourself, make it a little bit harder. So a couple things I'm going to try and focus on. Again, for the pike handstand push-up, feet up on a surface. From there, I can scale first by dropping down to my knees. If I'm going to do that, I want to make sure that my hands are nice and close to my chest, nice and close to the object. My head is going to start through. From here, I'm going to allow my head to come out in front of my hands. I'm going to touch top of my head down to the floor, and then press my head back through to this position. To make that a little harder, I can come up on my tippy toes and walk out. Same exact thing, but adding a little bit more of my body weight. And then from there, I can work up to a kipping handstand push-up, or I can work up to a strict handstand push-up. Again, pressing positions, always super key. In the bottom of a handstand push-up, you should always be able to see your hands in your peripheral vision. So again, I'm always going to touch the top of my head down. I should be able to see my hands by just doing this with my eyes. Just a quick little scan. I shouldn't have to move my head, because what that means is that my hands are actually in a tripod position. If I scan and I can't see my hands, I'm way too wide, and I need to bring things in a little bit. So just keep that in mind. And then the other most important thing is that when you're in the bottom of the handstand push-up, whether it's kipping or whether it's strict, pay attention to your midline. Keep your belly braced, especially if you're loading into a kip. Make sure that you don't relax the belly in the bottom. You need to make sure that, again, a kipping handstand push-up is a quarter extremity exercise. So is the handstand push-up, strict. If this gets loose, everything else falls apart, both positionally and also in terms of power. So make sure that when you guys are going through those handstand push-ups, the belly's braced and the ribs are pulled down a little bit so that I've got that engagement. So That's your skilly mom. After that, we have a workout that we are just gonna call Send It, because it is a short one to finish up the week. Often on Saturdays, you kind of see us going long, so we finish off the week with something, you know, kind of a little bit longer, a little bit grosser. But today, we're gonna go gross and short. So, what we're looking at, 5-minute AMRAP, 5 thrusters, 5 object-facing burpees. And I want everybody to try and get, at the very least, 5 rounds. So 5 rounds at a minimum is what you should be shooting for. And I wouldn't be surprised to see people getting, oh man, I'm gonna go so far as to say close to 10 rounds if you're really just kind of kicking it in high gear there. So today, thrusters, if you're using a single object, alternate arms every round. So you'll do round 1, you will do 5 thrusters on the right arm, 5 object facing burpees. Round 2, you will do thrusters on the left arm, object facing burpees, and you'll keep going back and forth. Otherwise, if you have access to a barbell, this workout should be done at your normal thruster weight. Super manageable, super controlled. The stimulus is today in going really fast and at a high intensity, and you can't allow the weight to become the limiting factor. For today, we want the limiting factor to be your intensity, your heart rate, and just that general feeling of, like that's the limiting factor for today's workout. So don't go too heavy to the point where the weight slows you down. That is not what we want today. So for the thruster, your points of performance, again, front rack positions. Doesn't have to be a full front rack. It can be a little bit of a modified front rack, that's okay. But it needs to be maintained throughout the entire squat. And that position should be the same from here to here. Elbow position hasn't moved. Once I get to the top of that squat right here, again, butt squeeze, leg drive, follow through up to overhead, take your breath, boom, back down to your shoulders for your next breath. 5 thrusters, 5 object-facing burpees, AMRAP, 5 minutes. Again, high intensity. You will get 2 minutes of rest, and then you will do it again, but for 3 minutes, which is gonna feel super duper short after that first workout, after the first 5-minute window. And again, same thing, don't hold back, lots of intensity here. Give it everything you got. It's your last workout for the week, finish it strong. For the second workout, just to be clear, you will also start from the beginning. So again, 2 minutes of rest, and then at 3, 2, 1, go, the next 3-minute AMRAP is gonna start back with thruster number 1. So you'll get 2 separate scores for this. Now, after that, got our typical Saturday pump party. Gotta get those arms looking good for, you know, the at-home bar that we're all attending currently. So we have 100 curls, 100 tricep extensions, and 100 glute bridges, broken up however you want. So again, partition as you see fit. Go big sets, go small sets, whatever. It's up to you guys. Have fun, get a pump. 100 curls, that'll be 50 per arm if you're using a single object. Again, use a backpack if you don't have a light enough kettlebell or dumbbell. Load it up with some books, get after it. And if you have a barbell, you can do that 2 arm, 100 reps. For the tricep extensions, you can grab a dumbbell, kettlebell, or backpack. We're gonna go up overhead, start locked out, and then I'm gonna bring myself down to the elbows at 90 degrees right here. And then I'm gonna press back up until that tricep reaches full extension. 100 reps there. And then we got 100 reps of a glute bridge. So laying down on your back, squeeze your butt, make sure that you get a nice open hip at the top, and again, keep the belly drawn down the whole time as well. Now, last thing for the day, after we get our pump, is a little bit of mobility. So we've got a 90-second seated double pigeon, followed by a 1-minute twisted cross. So, a seated double pigeon, the quote-unquote scaled version, the scaled version is going to be sitting just like I am now. So it's basically a cross shin seated position. So you're needy. So I've got my right foot out in front here, and all I'm going to do is lean forward a little bit so that I get a nice glute stretch. And then the RX Plus version of this is going to be taking this foot up on top and intensifying that stretch in the hip. So again, whatever foot is in front or on top is going to get the stretch. And then same thing, I will lean forward. 90 seconds on one side, 90 seconds on the other side. And then my last for the day is a twisted cross. So I'm gonna come down onto my chest, and I'm gonna go out at 90, bring that other leg up and across, and again, stretch out my upper body from all those burpees, all those thrusters. I'm just gonna relax into the chest and the bicep. 1 minute per side. That is your training to finish up the week. Again, last day, get after it, finish strong. And as always, tag us, palace.ithaca, forged by Zeus, and we will see you guys back on Sunday.